Welcome to another episode of Husbands Watching Housewives. I'm Scott.
And I'm Jeff.
And we just watched an episode of The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills.
Yes.
And finally, I think they're done with the goddamn text. Spoiler alert. Hopefully it's the last time we hear about that MFing thing.
It won't be the last time. It'll be like rehash and interviews and then the reunion.
Well, yeah. But I mean, as long as the rest of this season, as long as if Kyle and Dorit never bring it up again, I'll be happy. I know Sutton sure as hell is going to bring it up again. She won't be able to leave that thing alone.
And Sutton holding your feet to the fire strack.
Oh, that's clearly her reputation.
Uh-huh.
So how did it start out?
Kyle at home, she's lonely.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
I will say that was always one of the biggest frustrations, like living in San Francisco, like living that, freewheeling fancy lifestyle was like this is all fine and good, but like when you have no one around to hang out with, you're like, what am I spending this money on?
Right.
Like when you find yourself texting everyone you know and everyone's like, nope, sorry, busy, nope, doing something else. You're like, well, great, here I am by myself, nothing to do in the fifth largest city in America. Like, this is just so...
Oh, see, I loved it.
Oh, you're such an introvert.
I know. I was like, yeah, I'm at home watching bad TV in my tiny little one bedroom in Nob Hill.
But you could do that in Cleveland. Like, why'd you have to do that in San Francisco?
Well, because I wanted the character. I wanted to stay. Anyways, yeah.
I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah. So I really kind of felt for Kyle being like, I'm used to having... Also, I came from a big family where, everyone lived in the house at the same time. So, like... Sometimes quiet just drives me nuts. Now, not so much, but like in my 20s and 30s, for sure. Like, it's too quiet. I need noise.
Right. That's true. Bring the noise of the funk.
No, I don't need the funk.
No.
But no, I felt for Kyle with that. So,
yeah, just, to have everyone out of the house and it's just like her, like, it's so quiet except for the bird hitting in the window.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think, they should have called Erica and, Erica's like, honey, nothing to be apologizing for. Screw those ladies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honey. I do a better Erica impersonation than freaking Sutton
does. Yeah. You do. Or you do a good Uncle What's-His-Face from Bewitched.
Sammy.
I mean, they are pretty much the same thing. So
Paul Lynn, yes.
Paul Lynn, thank you.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle, what was it? Arthur?
Uncle Arthur.
Yes.
Yes.
I thought it was. I really didn't like that they were talking crap about Kyle's invitation, and I really don't like that they were kind of right about it. Like the fact that Sutton and Garcelle clocked that, like, she's only inviting us out so she can apologize without the other two around. I don't like it when Kyle's that predictable.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. I think it was to smooth things over. It would be easier with the three of them rather than, because Dorit and Bose are like a package. They're just all besties and, whatever. But I also don't think that Kyle needs minions. She never has, because she's Kyle, and people like her, Sutton. I know it's a hard concept, but sorry, she doesn't need that. Like, she wasn't trying to, like, it's us against Dorit and Bose.
No,
but like it was like, yes, I want to apologize. So it wasn't like. Yes, it was to like kind of rally favor, but it wasn't like, you are my like pet.
Yeah, it wasn't to get you on her. It would get her on her side for when the shit hits the fan. It was
exactly
to be like, look, I want to explain myself to you what was going on, and yeah.
Although I can see two trains of thought about that. It's like, how could you even like count on those ladies being on your side? Because, they obviously will like jump ship wherever the story takes them. But then also I could see Kyle's thinking, well, they don't really like Dorit anyway. So maybe they'll like me more and they take them out to dinner. So I don't know. Regardless, I don't think it was that huge of a thing. Sutton coming in, just say what you want to say. Right. Don't say it in your confessional. Don't passive aggressive say like, for what? What are you apologizing for? What do you mean? Like, just
come out and say, look, you treated me like dirt when I stormed out, and now I want you to take some ownership for that.
Right.
But I mean, I can see.
Because she's still holding on to that a year later, girl.
But I can see it's not satisfying having to lead someone where you want them to go.
No, and
you want them to get it on their own.
And it never works when you try to make someone apologize the way you want them to apologize, because it's not going to be sincere. Then it's like you're like going to say sorry the way they want you to if you choose to go that path, just to shut them up. So I think Kyle was like, And as I said to you, what she really wanted to say, but she couldn't say, is that I'm sorry that I stormed out of filming.
Right.
We were filming a scene, and I left you there, and I don't do that.
It's very unprofessional of me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Not about this friendship crap.
So backing up a minute, I was gonna say, like, I don't know. I think I'm pretty good at, like, when we've had disagreements, I feel like I'm pretty good at getting you, like, to apologize in a way that, like, feels satisfying to me. But now that you said what you said, I'm like, oh, are you just shutting me up?
No. There's Housewives life and there's a real life. Okay. No, that doesn't apply.
All right. Just check.
I was thinking more so, like, there's a time we were having an argument in the Castro. We were on Castro Street. And I started walking away from you because I was so upset and I didn't think we were getting anywhere. And, like, you got so mad that I, like, walked away from you. And I feel bad about that.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't even remember when that was.
It was Ben's birthday. And I remember, like, we got into that argument afterwards.
No.
At, like...
I remember we got into an argument at Twin Peaks.
Right, different one.
Yeah, it's a different one. It was the ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes, there's that one. But this was like I was in a mood after not because of Ben, but it was after his party, and like we were living together at the time, and I was like, well, screw it. And I started like walking off in the direction of our apartment, and you're just like walking away from me, and like that wasn't good. So yeah, storming away, the way that Kyle to bring it back.
No, I want to hear more about us. Come on. Tell me how right I was.
No, storming off and like saying like, what's wrong with you people? Like, you're like, you should be ashamed of yourselves. Right. Wasn't professional, nor was it like nice. And I think that's what Kyle was trying to say. However, she was not saying that she was still upset because people were questioning her character, and they weren't getting into that. Like, I would have been like, and again, she didn't ask for them to apologize, but it's like I would be thinking to myself, like, why are you guys questioning my character? Well, and then Garcelle says, like, oh, you were so triggered by that. Well, yeah, I'd be triggered by that. So would you.
Yeah. But it was also, Kyle, I think, did a good job of saying, like, I apologize for the way that I behaved, but also saying that, like, I didn't like the way I was being treated. Right. So she was still, like, standing up for, like, her feelings, but also saying, like, I understand that I shouldn't have put that on you.
I stand by my anger, but I should have expressed it in a different way.
Right. And what drives me up the wall, and TV or not TV, Sutton should have just been like, she's trying. At least even Garcelle was like, look, she's making an effort to apologize. Like, let's not sit there and like rub her face in it and like be like, what are you apologizing for? What are you apologizing for?
Yeah, like, do you want her to like give herself like 20 lashes? Something? Yeah. I don't understand like what you're trying to get from this.
Yeah, I will say it was a little
validation. That's what she's trying to get from it. Like. Yeah. And the whole, sorry, I'll let you go. This popped in my head. The whole, like, I want Kyle to submit like she's just like the rest of us. It's like, girl, she wouldn't be on the show if that was the case.
I also don't think that Kyle's ever purported to be better than
No. Kyle, in my mind, is the queen, but like she doesn't act like she's the queen.
I don't think that she does. And I don't think, I mean, if you are to believe what the internet trolls say about Kyle, is that she does have a bit of a double standard, but I don't see it. I don't understand where, like, and they showed those clips of Kyle's, saying that, like,
holding people's
feet to the fire. Yeah. But I don't think that Kyle's trying to get out of it. I just think that last season, I felt Kyle might have been skirting the issues a little bit and trying to like get away without, saying as much as she would expect others to say. But I don't think that she's trying to get away with anything this season at all. I think she just isn't liking the way people are coming for her. And I think other people have that same issue. So why can't Kyle? I don't think there's anything wrong with it.
I also think in the case of last season, it was like, the kind of like things were ready to implode or explode with her marriage, and she was trying to figure it all out, and it's like, give me a second and then I can spill my guts to you, but I'm still trying to figure it out.
And now that it's happened, she can address it and at least talk about it if people came at her the right way, or in a way that was supportive.
And she can film scenes with Mo where they talk about, you know, their marriage and like how it all went wrong, because there's been some distance from the initial like boom, we're separated.
Yeah. I think Kyle isn't housewiving well. I think just illustrated by how boom and awkwardly she got into it with Garcelle when she sat down. I think Kyle's off. If Kyle was ever on her game, she's off of it a little bit this season, and she's being a little clunky. I think she's being natural. I think that I don't think she's being fake at all, but I think that she could, if she was a different housewife, she would finesse things differently and been like, hold on, Garcelle, we're not here to talk about, I'm not here just to apologize. We're here to have fun. Like, I think Dorit or other housewives from other franchises might have handled that a different way and had a pretense to why they were meeting. But Kyle just awkwardly got into, well, first, I just want to apologize and address why we're here, you know?
Right.
And so I think for that, people who accuse her of being double standardy are just wrong. I think she's just a little awkward with it, and so it may not translate as evenly as it has in previous seasons where she's been like, I'm holding you accountable. I think she's holding herself accountable and she's showing up where it's needed, but she's also just not trying to finesse it all.
I also think too, like, sometimes I just wonder like if Garcelle and Sutton even like Kyle, you know, based on like how they treat her.
Honestly, I don't think Garcelle has an opinion of any of the women on the show. She's like, I'm here, whatever.
That just work for her?
Not that that they're work friends, or just like, I'm here. Like, I can take them or leave them. I think Dorit's probably the only one she really probably had a distaste for.
Yeah.
And maybe Erica for a little bit.
Yes, Erica for sure, yeah.
But, you know, I think overall she's like, you know, I'm not bothered either way. I'm not losing sleep over any of these women's behavior. Whereas
Lane doesn't sit right with her about the Texas.
Yeah, right. And see, and even that seemed phony from Garcelle.
Because you don't give a damn about Dorit. Yeah. Like, come on.
And so for Sutton to be getting all like up in arms about everything, it's like, are you really losing sleep over this?
I feel like the only person who should be getting up in arms aside from Dorit is Bose, because she's so close to Dorit. Although I am annoyed that she keeps calling Kyle a liar, but whatever, we'll put that aside. It makes sense that she's like, you know, I hate the expression ride or die. Please see Jen Shaw and Heather. But yeah, it's like she is like very close to Dorit, so she's sticking up for her and like, you know, be like, why is it not and questioning Kyle more so than the others. But I don't know, it makes me like miss having Renna around, because she would have like, I feel like she would have been like, you got to talk about this to like both Dorit and Kyle last year, but she also been like, but you're my friend and I care about you. Whereas there's not the same level of friendship with Sutton and Garcelle. That's what I was getting at, is I don't think they like her as much as the women who love her, i.e. Erica, Dorit, and Renna, of course, Teddy too.
Right.
So
I do think that Bose is right. Kyle should have apologized to her for storming.
Oh, for sure. The fact that she didn't, like, I'm annoyed.
I'm hoping in the next episode, or if they go to St. Lucia in the next, they're not doing that in the next episode. They can't possibly be.
No, I think.
Hopefully there's something between now and before it's too late where she, you know, has a special like apology and says, hey, I feel awful about it.
Or sends flowers, like, or like something need to be said, not just to like,
I mean, it's a little too, I wouldn't say it's too little too late. It's a little passing its expiration date if the fact that she's apologized to everyone else but Bose at this point.
Well, for sure, too. If she doesn't do it, Bose will bring it up.
Yes. But, I mean, she has every right to. I mean, that's a proper thing to do.
But it should be like a one-on-one scene. And also, you know...
Like not a gotcha.
Yes. Yeah. It should be like, you know, we're going out to breakfast. Let's talk about this. And I feel like Kyle should say, I feel like you are discounting me completely because you are so close to Dorit, and I'm not trying to get you on my side, but I want to have I'm open to a friendship with you. And I feel like you are just like treating me as if I'm the enemy. But maybe that will stop now that Dorit and Kyle have moved on.
Right.
So.
Right. Oh, again, I want to scream hallelujah to the rooftops here. The fact that we might have something other than this damn text message to talk about.
Please.
But the thing that's also bothering me too is, I don't know why they haven't brought it up, but we talked about it. It just, for Kyle to have sent PK that text message, there's no way on God's green earth she didn't send a similar or the same text message to Dorit. And on Two Teas in a Pod, Teddy swears up and down that she did. So why that hasn't been brought up and why that hasn't been mentioned that, like, I sent you the same text message.
Yeah.
Like, is still bothering me because, again, if two of our good friends were to get separated, we would text them both probably and say, you know, the same thing pretty much. So it does bother me that it's not realistic that Kyle hasn't defended herself by saying, I sent you the same thing.
Yeah, you would think that would be the first thing she would have said.
But, you know, so maybe she's choosing to not address that, or choosing, maybe it's part of the, you know, I would never say something. So she's like, well, you're not bringing it up on camera. I'm not bringing it up on camera.
Right.
Play by your rules, you know, that sort of thing. So that's the only thing maybe I could think of.
I want to see that text at the reunion.
Oh, I'm sure.
For sure.
If it gets bad, we will.
Yeah.
So the beach looked really cold.
Yeah. Yes. Beach in Oxnard.
I don't know.
Oh, before we get to that, like, the whole conversation at Kyle's where
Sutton interrupts her.
Like, what are you thinking? Who's there?
Interrupting horse.
Interrupt.
I told that wrong. There's a better way of telling that one. I think I'm supposed to say knock knock and you say who's, and I went interrupting horse. And that's just
interrupting horse. Is that what you're saying?
Interrupting horse too. It doesn't matter. But yeah, it's a joke.
No, it was.
I'll look it up later. I'll tell it better.
It made me laugh.
Anyway.
Yeah, like, it's about her kid. Like, her kid asking if she's getting divorced. Her kid who's, like, going to be really impacted by this. And for Sutton to be like, yeah, but about the beach thing, we got to go now. And sorry about, you know, like, it was just.
Also just, I mean, I know it's Dorit and I know she doesn't finish quickly. But, like, just wait. Like, you can wait at least 90 seconds and then be like, wait for her to, like, get a little further from, my kid asked me if his parents were getting divorced.
Right.
Like, just wait 90 seconds and then just be like, okay, so hold on a sec, and then insert yourself. But no one has ever accused Sutton of being anything less than awkward.
Yeah.
So I'm so flinging happy that they called her out on her lack of waistline. Like, in her, like, I
you were really like, yeah.
I've been wanting to put my finger on what bothers me about her silhouette, and it is that she has her waist start, like, underneath her non-existent breasts. And I wonder,
not non-existent.
Well, I wonder, there has to be some sort of thing that, like, you know, that accentuates that. But anyway, when you're wearing a two-piece, you got to have your waist at your waist. And it was just, she's awkwardly proportioned when she wears her stuff like that.
Well, yes. First of all, non-existent or not, all breasts are great.
I'm not particular to any breasts. I like them.
We don't want to, like, body, you don't want to, you know.
I'm not body shaming,
I know.
but I'm, you know.
But yes, you're not wrong about, like, that she's kind of doing a nerd situation.
It's a really weird situation.
Like, yeah.
Who were you saying? You were saying Garcelle can't dress to save her life.
Well, that's not about her body. It's just she can't dress to save her life.
You just don't like her choices of clothes?
I mean, everything. Like, Garcelle's face is amazing. Her outfits and wigs are debatable.
It just makes you wonder, like, I just don't think that she is that worried about it. She's just kind of like, I'm going to show up.
Obviously.
Whatever. Well, also, I guess when you're on a show when your competition is Dorit and Erica, like,
yeah, it's like you got to bow now.
And Sutton, I guess, and now you have Jennifer Tilly wearing, you know, her random.
Oh, right, yeah,
like,
yeah.
You're not even going to be able to compare to that. So,
we got, like, more of Tilly than I think we've gotten all season, and I'm fine with her. I don't think she really brings much as a friend, but she maybe doesn't need to.
No, I think she's just there for kind of like, you know, a nice neutral sounding, you know, place to go.
Right.
Well, she's not, like, taking, you know, Sutton's side and everything. And of course, Sutton really has no storyline yet. So,
yeah. I
mean, to speak of. But I'd be curious to see, like, if she stands up for Sutton or if she's still like, well, Sutton, they're not wrong. So.
That's funny. Well, she's never been asked because she's like, I think she's just observing and, like, waiting for the fight to play out. And then she's more comic relief. Right, I'm sure Kathy's like, oh, hey, wait a second.
Kathy will be like, hold on, let me grab that beer from you.
Yes.
I still think
and ask, what's a beer?
This beer. What is it? Coors Light. What? This is so.
Coors Light.
I think that her laugh, Tilly's laugh, is still
so great.
The best.
We're just gonna call her Tilly too.
Well, that's true because we don't have to. I like how you feel the need to call her Jennifer Tilly as though Meg Tilly is part of the conversation still. But I guess they are two famous sisters. The same way Kyle and...
I wasn't even thinking about Meg Tilly, but that's...
I just remember with my friends in high school, you'd always talk about, Jennifer Tilly or Meg Tilly. You get confused. But no, Jennifer Tilly, I think, is the more notable Tilly.
I mean, what is Meg Tilly doing these days?
I'm sure she's just out there being Meg Tilly. So...
I kind of get them confused with the Arquettes.
They're again of the same sort of acting oeuvre. Acting oeuvre.
Yes.
So,
they were really cold at the beach.
Yeah. Eric was like E.T.
Yes, Kyle and Dorit had a come to Jesus moment. I thought it was a good talk. I feel like they got to where they needed to get to. Kyle's like, okay, I understand what you're saying now. Like, I want Dorit to because she keeps giving looks and she talks about it with Bose. Just say to Kyle, I think you're bullshitting with me when you were saying you didn't know what was going on. And let's get rid of that because until that's going to come up again, I swear. Bose will bring it up. Dorit will bring it up. Just let's get it out there and we can talk about the timeline of when she knew what, when, where, what, who. Yeah. But aside from that, I think that was a good talk. Kyle was like, I will be your girl's girl. I hear that phrase more damn time.
I think the only person I want to hear say that is Portia on Atlanta because they've always talked about Portia's a girl's girl.
Oh, they have?
Yeah, I think they've mentioned that. I don't know, on the show, or maybe we just heard that in the news, or maybe it was in on Stars on Mars or whatever.
Yeah.
But I think Portia herself has called herself a girl's girl.
Okay.
And I like that. I'm like, okay, I agree with that. I think when you call yourself a girl's girl, fine. But expecting someone else to be a girl's girl or another guy to be a man's man, get out of here with that. That's
so dumb.
Let people be who they are.
Just whatever. I'm your friend or I'm not your friend. I'm glad that Dorit spelled it out. Do you want to be my friend? Do you want to make amends? Do you want let's move past this and let's actually move past it. So I hope they can.
Yes. Well, if only they were able to have lit those lanterns and
oh my God,
set their wishes into the sky, but the wind was so bad.
It destroyed the lanterns. The game was dumb.
Yeah.
It was too cold. The lanterns were dumb. They should have just stayed at her house, honestly.
Right.
I don't know why it's we need to have this beach. They already did the beach thing in San Diego.
Yeah.
So it's
well, I mean, if I had a house that close to the beach, I'd be like, look, bastards, we're going out there to the beach.
Not on a frigid day. The wind.
That's true, but they can't help when they film.
It should. Her house is gorgeous. Stay in the house.
Right. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Well, a good episode overall. I look forward to getting to the next half of the season where we're not going to be inundated with Textgate. And,
yes, old season trailer looked good.
Get to see Sutton in a thong. I think she's wearing leggings in that. So that's why she felt confident enough to bend over and look, I'm wearing a thong, y'all.
We could see her mother, which she is mothering.
She's giving mother, or she's just...
That's not your damn business.
Excuse me. Yeah, and I think the next half of the season looks good. We get Kathy back a little bit,
and Dorit and Sutton really going at it. I'm here for that.
I'm here for anyone. I'm here for Kyle getting a break for a little bit.
Yes, Kyle, just be Kyle.
Also, especially if everyone who's all in love with Dorit this season is oh, I love saucy Dorit, spicy Dorit. Let's have her spread the wealth out. It can't just be all about Kyle.
Right. Yes. So. Come for Sutton. I think that will be really fun. And I thought you were going to say it'll be interesting to see if people are still riding high or hard for Dorit once she is in a better place with Kyle, because I think a lot of reason why they liked Dorit is because she was adversarial towards Kyle.
Right, that's a good question. I
fair weather fans.
I forget what I was. Maybe it was something I saw it somewhere where someone was talking about. I don't know, a pod. Oh, it was on Love It or Leave It. They were talking about how Dorit was just all owning it this season, and I was just like, oh, interesting. There's hearing an outside because she read Camille the way she did.
Oh God.
And I was like, whoever was saying it on the show on Love It or Leave It, I was like, they clearly haven't watched Beverly Hills in a long time, to the point where it sounded like they thought Camille was still like a regular on the show.
Oh God, then.
So I was like, I don't know, but at the same time, that was a pretty classic
That
thing.
was
so
classic.
For it to permeate its way out into the mainstream a little bit, all right, fair, fine.
Right.
Yeah. So they also discussed the use of the C word and everything.
That's when yeah.
So anyway, we've gone on too long. I've rambled too far off this point.
No, it's good. It's good.
But we need to go watch New York because we want to watch this reunion. We want to get that recorded. And
Yes.
so should we go ahead and do this next time?
Until next time.
Okay.